What is up, my frosty brethren? My name is Arctic, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about a little story that happened at PlayStation Experience. As many of you know, I was there for Paragon. We announced that, Epic Games announced that on Saturday of last week. I got in basically Sunday morning, very early in the morning, and I basically did a live stream that morning, talked about PSX. If you guys want to watch that, I'll go ahead and flip it live in conjunction with this. So you guys can also watch it. But I basically talked about PSX. I'm really excited for Final Fantasy 7 remake. Really excited for Uncharted 4. Can't wait to play that like Tenshu Stealth Assassins clone game. I think it was called Neo or something like that. So there's a lot of games. There's plenty more there that I was excited for. We got to play Spell Racing the other day for Destiny. So a lot of stuff out of PSX that I'm pumped up for and can't wait to play. Now, before I even got to go on the show floor and experience PlayStation experience, I went to breakfast shortly after I ended that stream. And we went to this place called Tartine, which is like one of the best bakeries in the world in San Francisco. Got some morning buns, which are like these almost like cinnamon rolls. They have some orange peel in them. They have cinnamon and sugar on them. Delicious. I had two of those, and I had this ham and cheese croissant. Now, all this stuff is important. I also had a hot chocolate, by the way. And we Ubered ourselves over there. Uber, a service that has been around a few years now. It's been dominating the taxi basically business. Lots of issues with that, but it's been pretty groundbreaking in that it's a better way for transportation in big cities for the most part, right? So we get an Uber there, get all that food. I'm with Shaq. Can't say his last name, so I'm sorry, Shaq. Wes Phillips and me. We went to Tartine. Okay? We have these delicious breads, and then we call an Uber to leave so we could go back to PSX because we had some more interviews to do. I wanted to check the show floor, all that stuff. So we hop into this Uber, and we go maybe a block, and then we make a left. Now, the guy driving seemed like he was a pretty aggressive driver. I know San Francisco is super crowded with traffic, but I was like, oh man, this guy's pretty crazy, because he turned right out in front of a person that was like right in front of us. There was no stop sign, nothing like that. And they were coming straight at us, but he just, sped right on by. And I was thinking to myself, man, that was really close. I wouldn't have turned because there was no one behind this guy that he turned in front of. So he could have just waited literally 1 extra second, and that car would have hit me had he been any stupider. Okay? So we're going straight down it wasn't a one-way, but it was a very tight corridor street. There was parking on both sides of the street. And I think we were probably half a mile down that road, maybe a little bit less. And there was a car that pulled out right in front of us. Sorry, that sunbreaker got destroyed. And he pulled out in front of us because he had a one-way. And because there's cars parked on the side of the road, he couldn't actually see us. So the Uber driver, we're all talking, and I didn't have on my seatbelt. I'm sitting in the back seat. I always wear my freaking seatbelt. Didn't have on my seatbelt. Wes had a cup of coffee in his hand, and then Shaq was sitting in the front next to the driver on passenger seat with a seatbelt on. So this old man pulls out in front of us and stops right in the middle of the road. We are going maybe 30 miles an hour. Again, we weren't going too fast because this is a very small road. We're in the middle of the city. So maybe 30 miles an hour. And the Uber driver saw the car, stopped as fast as he could. It was basically right in front of us. And we got into a car accident. Now, car accident at about 20 miles an hour isn't that bad, except for the fact that I didn't have on my goddamn seatbelt, which I'm still pissed about. And so I go flying for my neck whiplash, and I hit the back of the seat, of the passenger side seat, and I had this like rug burn on top of my head. Now, I wasn't thinking too much about it. The big thing that hurt on me was my neck. Wes, again, had a cup of coffee. his cup of coffee spilled out all in front of him and, and onto the Uber driver's shoulder. And we didn't realize this till we got out the car and started talking. And so we're all kind of shaken up for a little bit. Again, we're not going too fast, but the fact that I didn't have on my seatbelt kind of messed up. Now, if my head would have hit the glass, guys, I might not be talking to you guys today because I could have been unconscious. I could have been with a concussion. Just something would have been bad if I would have hit my head on the glass, the passenger side glass. But instead, I hit forward and hit the cushion side part of the seat. So I just had like this rug burn and a slight headache. Then my neck was hurting for the last, I don't know, 3-4 days after the accident. Feels better now. I feel fine now. But I didn't actually share that story other than with my family and my fiance, Christy, because I didn't want anybody like, oh my God, I didn't want anybody freaking out about it while I was there, because, you know, we were there to talk about Paragon. The guy, it was crazy because the guy that ran into us, or not ran, I pulled out in front of us is like this, he must have been 80, 85 years old. And there was this taxi driver that got out the car, out of his car, because he was parked on the side, I guess just waiting for a fare. And he got out and was like, it was totally that old man's fault. I see him driving all the goddamn time. He runs a bunch of red lights. He shouldn't be on the road. And we're like, you know, we're like kind of shaken up. And I'm listening to this guy talk. He was like, it's totally his fault. I saw it. I'm a witness. And the Uber guy, obviously Uber is like his livelihood, right? So he's like super concerned about it. He's like asking us for our numbers in case insurance calls. And basically, you know, we're fine. I play football a long time. I know when I'm hurt, and I know when not to worry about anything. But you know, I've heard some horror stories about people hitting their heads in car accidents and thinking they're fine, and then they end up dying, or they have something weird happen to them. So obviously I took it with the utmost caution. Nothing is wrong, guys, but I did want to share that story. It's really crazy. I didn't actually get the insurance folks to call me from Uber, but they did call Wes and talk to him for a little bit. But he was really concerned. The old man was like taking pictures and like with his little flip phone from like 1999. He was out there like, just like, dude, it's your fucking fault. There's nothing that you can do that's gonna make this any better. It's your goddamn fault. Basically pulled out in front of us when he had a stop sign, didn't check both ways, and almost caused me to die. That's my story. So life lesson learned for me was always wear my seatbelt, regardless of if I'm in a taxi or a Uber. I will always have on my seatbelt, and you can bet your ass off I have my seatbelt on every single time we got in an Uber or a taxi after that. I was not playing around, not having that shit happen again to me. So buckle up, be safe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, share some more stories here soon when things happen. But yeah, that was crazy. It was crazy. Later. If you like this video, you should probably click on the one down below. That'll take you to another video. You may like it. A little bit about me. I'm a former pro player. I play PC and console, mostly shooters. I also have a gaming podcast. I do tips and tactics, live gameplays. Check out my Twitch. Also, I work in the industry. Why are you not subscribed?